Hello everyone, welcome back to Antitic India, and this is the episode 3 of our Camponotus Compressus vlogs. With the kicking in of the summer season, the brood production by the queen of this colony is now on a boost, and right now the queen and her precious brood is being taken care by more than 150 workers. All these workers are collectively running the entire system of this great colony perfectly, but ultimately they depend upon me for the maintenance of themselves. In this episode, we'll see what all have been going with our colony of Camponotus Compressus settled inside the stubs and tube setup, and also how I have been managing them till date.
Before we get to that, make sure that you subscribe to our channel.
With a larger number of workers in the colony comes more responsibilities, for which I'm not yet ready. This setup is estimated to hold a maximum of 5 to 600 workers, and before the population of my ants hit this mark, I need to keep the new setup in which the colony will be further expanding ready, which currently is a bit difficult for me to arrange because of the lockdown in India as well as my upcoming board exams. So I had to control their population, which can be done by doing a little trick with their diet. An ant diet is usually comprised of two main ingredients. First, sugars, and second, proteins, out of which protein is essential for the brood production, which means lower the amount of protein, lower will be the brood production, and hence lower rate of increase in the population. So I limited the protein rich food like insects supplied to the colony, just giving them small insects twice a week or so. Now a question may arise. Isn't it bad to not let your colony grow at its full potential? Is it okay to control the population of your colony to make it easier for yourself to manage them? I would say it's completely okay. See, the thing is, in nature, the ants are continuously struggling for their survival. Every now and then, their workers keep on dying. Sometimes they get in a conflict with other ants. There are predators who eat ants, and also there are rains and floods. So in wild, a large number of ants is the key for the colony's success. But in captivity, the ants are not in any kind of a danger. So in that case, they will be completely fine even if they have a small population. So in my opinion, if you are, for some reason, unable to manage a colony with a huge amount of workers, it's completely okay to limit their protein supply, but you should not completely cut it off. Like I said before, I've been giving them insects once or twice a week. Recently, I gave them two little roaches, which they carried into their nest, where it is evenly distributed among all the members of the colony. For their sugar supply, I have been giving them honey and sugar water. Sugars are essential to provide energy to ants for working day in and day out in their colony, so never compromise with it. I usually keep a sugar water or honey water test tube inside their outworld, so that there is a continuous supply of it whenever the ants need it. Then the sugar water in the tube is changed within a week. Addition to this, I have been giving my ants some fruits as well to gain the other necessary nutrients. They also like to eat boiled egg yolks. You can see these little pieces of egg yolk which they carried back to their nest from their outworld, which will provide them many nutrients along with protein. So basically, when it comes to population control, apart from proteins, rest of the food requirements should be completely fulfilled. Apart from the feeding requirements, I've also kept a water test tube in their outworld, so the ants always have a fresh source of water as well. I highly recommend that you also do this. Now let's have a look upon how the ants have organized their system throughout the setup, starting with their nest. Their nest contains 4 test tubes in which the colony resides. The tubes have different level of water in them, which creates different level of humidity in each tube so that the colony can arrange themselves as per their need. I very often see their queen being very choosy with the test tubes and just going from one to another. Well, the entire setup belongs to her, so she can stay wherever she wants. Whenever I open up their nest, exposing the ants to light, the workers try to hide their queen. This is a defense mechanism of the ants to protect the queen in the wild from any potential predator or danger. In this region of their nesting container, the ants have chosen to dump the remnants of the insects they feed upon, particularly their exoskeleton. You see, ants are very hygienic creatures and they are very concerned about the cleanliness of their space. But sometimes it's not enough. Mold often grows in the nesting region of the colony. In a typical ant nest, mold can be a serious problem, and you need to shift your entire colony to some other nest. But in a tubs and tubes setup like this, you just need to remove the test tube with mold, thus making it very easy to deal with mold problems. I just remove the test tube with mold along with the workers and brood in it and keep it in the outworld. Then I place fresh test tubes inside the nest, and then the workers in the outworld shift themselves and their brood back in their nest. See, it's that simple. In future, when the population of these guys will increase, I'll add in more test tubes to the nest. I hope this COVID and lockdown thing ends soon, so I could arrange all the things that I need to manage a super colony, which these ants will turn into. Now let's have a thorough look on the other half of this setup, their outworld.